Good morning, friends. Welcome to Bahu Automation Lab once again. In the last video session, we have seen how to inspect element in APM. Now, in this video tutorial, we will see some APM locators. Okay, while working with APM or while automating with any web app or the native app, APM locators is the very important concept. Okay, so let's start with the practical example for some APM locators. As we have seen in the last session, APM Inspector is the separate app for the APM in the latest version of APM. Okay, guys, APM locators are quite similar with Selenium locators also. If you are familiar with Selenium locators, you can easily work with APM locators also. So let's start with the first locator in the APM. So first locator is ID. To finding the elements using the ID is by far the simplest techniques. Okay, and each element has a unique ID assigned to it that helps in identifying and interacting with it. APM has a native element identifier for Android and iOS. Okay, and the resource ID is used as an element identifier for Android. Okay, as we have seen, the attribute of resource ID is used for identifying the element in Android as used for ID, and for iOS it is used as a name is used for iOS. Okay, so resource ID, and the syntax for this is like a driver.find element by ID, or directly we can define here as attribute value for iOS, and driver.find element by ID we can define the attribute value here for Android. Like this is the syntax for ID. Okay, is the very simplest way while working with ID. Okay, guys, because if the ID is defined for the locator, we can easily work on it on APM. So let's start with the practical example for this ID locator, how to work with APM. So let's open APM Inspector. We have already set up this remote host and remote port, remote path, and desired capabilities and everything in the last session, while we are working with how to inspect the element in APM. If you not watched all the three sections, I'll request you to watch all the three sessions first, and then come to this fourth session. So let's start with inspect the element for this, as we have defined this app package as a API demo app, and this activity for this API demo app, which is already installed in this Android emulator here. Okay, so let's start to run this. It will take some time to launch app in this APM device. It will start server, and here is some log in APM desktop server, and it will take some time to launch. And here we go, we have launched API demos app through this APM Inspector. And as this is the native app, we have select this native app mode, and through this icon we can start inspecting the element. So if I want to click on this accessibility ID, okay, so I'll just inspect this accessibility, and here we go. Here is the find element by, these are all the attributes. Okay, find element by this accessibility ID, XPath, and these are the attributes like element, index, package, class, text, content, text, resource ID, and everything. Okay, these are the attributes like enable, focused, focusable on all this password, and these are the values like false, true, and accessibility, Android ID, text, everything. Okay, as we cannot use these attributes directly like enable, focusable, scrollable, and everything, these bounds and all the things, but you can use this all the attributes like element ID, index, package, class, text, content, index, resource ID. Okay, all these element. As we have seen in the theoretical part, resource ID is used as an element identifier for Android, right? So resource ID we need to use as a ID element. Okay, so resource ID, these are the attribute resource ID, and this is the value for this particular accessibility element, right? So I just copy this accessibility I just copy this value for this resource ID for this accessibility ID element. So just copy this value from here, and we'll go in the Eclipse, and where we have already launched this app. Okay, with the help of these desired capabilities, like we have already set up all the desired capabilities here for this API demo app, like package name, like activity, and we have set up this URL connection to the APM server. Okay, and this is the driver object which will be responsible to drive our entire script. Right. So how to find the elements by ID? So here we can define as a ID. Okay, and simply type here driver dot find element by dot ID, and we can define here a ID value and directly perform action to click. Okay, and just given semi-comma here. So first statement is driver dot find element by ID, and we have defined this ID, which is we have found in this APM inspector for this particular element. Okay, and we have performed the action like click. So let's close this session now from here only for some time, because both this session will not start parallelly here. We need to close this session. Okay, and let's check APM server is start properly or not. So here is we go, and we have APM server is started, and just right click on this script and run with Java application. Okay, so here is APM server. Let's start logging, and let's try to check whether our ID element ID locator is working properly or not, and it will able to find the element properly for this API demo app accessibility. We need to check that whether it's able to click on accessibility section or not. Okay, here and here we go. It's perfectly click on this accessibility section. So here is how to use this ID as a locator. Okay, with the help of resource ID as identifier, we can use in Android. Okay, and the name is for iOS. We are working with Android, so we have used resource ID. So this is the easiest way. We can simply define the ID attribute value here, resource ID attribute value here, and simply click on this particular locator. Okay, so let's next locators for APM is accessibility ID. Guys, it is a highly preferred locator strategy. Okay, specifically in the case of automating the Android and iOS test cases, developers can explicitly set the accessibility ID during the development. Okay, as accessibility ID can be used cross-platform automation, the code becomes reusable. For iOS, the default accessibility ID is a set to the name of UI element, and for Android, value of accessibility ID is same as the value of attributes defined in content desk. Okay, just try to remember, for iOS it's defined in UI element, and for Android is defined in a contents desk. Which value is defined in a content desk is similar with accessibility ID. Guys, this is the very important locator while working with APM. Actually, if it is the not defined accessibility ID, okay, it's a simplest strategy. You have to force your developer to define accessibility ID to identify the elements, okay, in your app. Actually, you forcefully tell to your developer to define a separate accessibility ID to every element, because while automating accessibility ID is the very important locator, we can easily identify the element through the accessibility ID, because it is unique and separately defined locator for every element in the app. Syntax for the accessibility ID is driver.find element by accessibility ID, and you can define the accessibility ID here, and you can perform whatever action you want to perform on that particular element. So let's start to do this practically with accessibility ID now. Okay, I'll just comment out this code with ID. Now we need to inspect this element again here from the inspector. Just start session. It will do some logs here, and it will launch API demo app again for us to inspect the elements. It will take some time to load actually, because it needs to capture the screenshot properly, right? So it's the API demo app is launched properly, and now if I want to click on this app, okay, app, element. So these are the elements for app, like app section. These are the attributes like element ID, index, package, class name, and value, and everything. Okay, and here we have accessibility ID for this app. Okay, and as we have no in the theoretical part, accessibility ID is a similar value for content text. Like, so let's check that also. Okay, okay, right. So content text value is a app and accessibility ID value is also app. So it's a same value which is defined in content text. So accessibility ID for this app element is defined here in accessibility ID section. Value is app only. So let's try to identify the element practically in Eclipse now. If I want to click on that app section, so here we can define here driver dot find element. We can define directly by accessibility ID. Okay, find element by accessibility ID. Let's find elements. So we can define as a find element by accessibility ID, and we can define here accessibility ID as simply copy from here, or otherwise we know that the accessibility ID is app. So just copy from here and define here like a app and perform action like a click. Okay, run this session again and let's check whether we are able to click on this particular app element or not. So just stop this session, inspect section from here, and try to run session for this device and this server. Okay, we have stopped inspect section. Just run as a Java application because we have defined a simple main method, and we are not creating any test ng or anything. We'll just running all the things in Java application only. So let's open server, let's open device and check whether we are able to click on app element or not. And here you go, we have easily clicked on app also. So right, this is the very important locator, accessibility ID. Accessibility ID. So we have seen ID and accessibility ID till now. Okay, so let's see one more important locator from APM, and it's class name. Okay, using class name for searching an element is a very generic method. This is because multiple elements may have the same class name, and this creates a problem in finding one particular element. As we know, guys, we have working with Selenium also, and they have a multiple time chance in the class name as a unique locator in Selenium, but in APM there is a very rare chance the class name is a unique locator in APM, because as we know, while working with XPath in Selenium, we can define as a tag name attribute is equal to value, right? And but I'll tell you one trick that in APM this tag name, okay, this tag name defined as a class name. Okay, class name will be defined as a tag name while creating the XPath in APM. In the next session, we are totally working on the XPath. So maybe these things more clear in the next session while working with XPath in APM. Okay, guys, so there is a rare chance because all the elements having the same class name, but I'll tell you some tricky ways while working with this class name, because may have a chance there is no ID or there is no accessibility ID defined for a particular element, then we can easily identify that element through this class name. Okay, here is we have defined a class name like a Android widget dot text view, right? And we can define the list of mobile elements to have a dot find element by that class name, and we can simply define a for each loop for that particular element, and which, if we want to click on that accessibility ID or that media or that anything, we can simply define taking that text of that element, and its text is equals to that particular text which we want to click, and we can define a click and simply put the break action to break this loop. Okay. Let's try to uh, do practically these things, like how to work with class name. So let's go to the Eclipse. Okay, and we have used accessibility ID, so I'll just comment out that one and try to work with class name. So if I want to click here, okay, just let's check any of the elements, like if I want to click on this media icon, okay, the accessibility ID is media, and the class name is here Android, right? This text view. So just copy this class name, and we can check here, like for this API demo, the class name is same, Android WebJet text view. For this accessibility ID, class name is same. Okay, right? For animation, same. But how to click on this media if all these elements having same class name, right? If there is no class accessibility ID, XPath, or this in not anything is defined. So let's try to do this practically things. Okay, just copy this XPath from here and write a code here, like we can define this multiple elements, so we can define in the list. Okay, list mobile element, list of mobile element, we can give any name like element is equal to driver dot find elements. We can, these are the multiple, right, mobile elements, so we can define a find elements, okay, by dot class name, and we can define here a class name. Copy this class name from here, just paste it here. This is the list of all the elements which is having this class name, right? And I just want to click on this media or anything, OS or anyone from this. So how to do that? Okay, so we can use for each loop or a simple for loop also. So I'll do with for loop now. Okay, in the theoretical section we have a for each loop also. This is the example. You can try this example also. I'll tell you one different example here. Int I is equal to, I can define as a 0. Okay, I is less than this elements. Okay, all these elements, right? So we can define here like element list dot size and I plus plus. Okay, and now I just want to click on this media, right? So this the media, right? So I'll write a one condition here. If this element list dot get I dot get text dot equals, okay, dot equals this media. Get text is media, right here, media. Then element dot get I dot click, and here we can break this loop. Okay, we can't run still garbage value, because the list of this particular class name is very big, right? It will scan for all these elements, right? But we want to click on this media. Okay, and after clicking on this, we don't want to run our garbage loop, so we will break that loop here only. Okay, it's still media, we can break. We have to output, or we have to check some console values for this I travel, right? So we'll check value of element is plus element dot get I, right? So we have defined here, like this is the list of all the class names, okay, because all the class name for this particular element is same. Like here is a same class name, here is for this API demo also class name is same, okay. So class name is same for this, so it will start scan from here because index 0 is here, right? Then accessibility ID, the class name is same. Then this accessibility class name is same, this animation class name is same, app for class name same. So it will travel from here till this media and then click on this media. So let's try to run. We need to close this one from here. Okay, and check whether our APM server is properly run. Right, it's running properly. Just right click on this and run with Java application. Check the logs here. Open this device simulator and check whether we are able to click on this media or not. Okay, it's launching API demo app. Okay, and we are able to click on this media section properly. Okay, so value of class name. Okay, we are not defined here like the dot get text. So this is the simplest mistakes. Okay, right? We need to define here get text. So value of it will be print a text from next. Right? We have successfully clicked on this media section. Okay, now the requirement some change. Okay, there is another use of class name also. If the requirement from the client is changed and if they want to click on all these element one by one, okay, so we can't write a let's start inspecting again. So we can't write accessibility ID or ID for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 times. Okay, so it's a not a great idea while working with APM. So the requirement here from the client is we need to click on all the elements which is on the screen. Okay, well, like if they want to click on accessibility ID, accessibility, animation, app, content, graphics, media, NFC, OS, till preferences. Okay, because these are the feasible elements. Okay, more elements, but we need to scroll for that. We will see the scrolling things and all the clusters in next lecture also. But if your client wants to click still preference, or if you want to click on one by one all the windows, then how to do that? This process also easily we can do with the locator like a class name. So if I inspect this API demo, the class name is same like this one, and for still preferences class name is same, right? So this is the index 0, so we will start with index 1 because we need to click on this and then till preferences. So we'll start with the index 1, I value of index 1. Okay, and after click on this particular element, we need to click on next element, right? So we need to do back also, right? We need to do back also till preferences. So we'll just copy these preferences from here. If the value of I is preferences, then we can close this one. Then we will break this one. So we will define this click here, get text, and then click, and then we'll do some thread slip to check properly execution. Thread dot sleep for 2 seconds. and then we will do driver dot navigate dot back, and then we can just thread dot sleep for again 2 seconds to check execution properly. It's not required, but I need to show you execution properly, guys. So we'll do this thread dot sleep for some time. Okay, it will click on that element, taking the text and printing here in console. Then click on that element, and it will wait for 2 seconds, and again navigate back and click till the preferences element is visible. Still this element. Okay, so let's close this, and we'll see that we are able to click one by one all the elements or not. Let's try to run this program. APM server is running properly, right? So here is the device. The API demo as app is launched properly. Okay, let's click on accessibility ID, and it's again come back. Let's click on accessibility. Yes, perfect. Again coming back. Let's click on animation. Okay, log in here also. Console output is also showing properly till content, right? Okay, let's click on graphics also, right? Perfect. Okay, let's click on media now. Okay, perfect. It click on NFC. What should we click on? OS, right? Okay, and it should be click on preferences, and it should be stop our script because we have bricked our script after preferences, right? So script is bricked, and here we go accessibility, all the contents elements printed properly, and it will click one by one all the elements through the simplest code. Okay, we're using class name as the locator. So we not need to define accessibility ID and ID and all the things multiple times. So we need to define some logic while working with class name. Okay, so that's it, guys. In this video tutorial, we have seen very important locators like class name, accessibility IDs, and IDs, and we have done some practical things with the help of ID, accessibility ID, and class name. Okay, practice by yourself. Okay, do it, practice by yourself, or if you have any query regarding this like these locators, you can easily comment out me. I'll surely answer you guys. Okay, so practice yourself, install the app properly in your system, install all the softwares properly, and do practice. Watch all the videos carefully and do practice. Okay, so let's meet in the next session where we will see XPath in APM. Actually, this is also very important topic while working with APM. Right? Till then, have a great day, guys. Bye bye. Take care.